Today, Spain is slightly larger than California, but at one point in its history, it contained more than 10% of all Earth landmass. A relatively young country founded in only 1492, it later discovered the Americas that same year. Today, I would like to inform you about 3 different topics about the country of Spain. My interest in this country sparked relatively young on. Learning that Spain had controlled such large land masses with efficiency and from very distance, I became invested in researching the topic, and I would like to share with you the information that I have found today. The importance of this speech is embedded in the Spanish history and tradition. Here in California, we are influenced heavily by its architecture and language. So I would like to discuss three things about Spain: La Reconquista, the Spanish border with Africa, and also La Tomatina. To start us off, Spain was actually in the longest war in history, called La Reconquista. According to Joseph O. Callagher with Reconquest and Crusade, the war lasted just under 800 years, and what initially started as a fight to reclaim the Iberian Peninsula shifted quickly in the 11th century towards a religious crusade. In fact, when the Pope allowed that war, it quickly ended in 1492, and it was heavily struck by repopulation. O'Callaghan refers to the term repopulation as settlers moving back into their homeland. O'Callaghan talks about the effect of this, though, and how repopulation opened the doors towards colonization of other continents. In fact, although the war ended more than 500 years ago, its legacy still lives on today through its language, through its culture, and through the Spanish structure. Now, although the 8th century war lasted very long, it made Spain look south, and it in fact reclaimed 2 cities not far from Spain, but on a different continent. And moving on to our second point, we are going to be talking about how Spain is the only country in the European Union to have a border with the African continent. According to the BBC, the 2 cities of Ceuta and Melilla are 2 autonomous cities that border the African country of Morocco. In fact, when Morocco attempted to gain independence, it attempted to take the 2 cities with it. However, Spain did not allow it. In fact, since then, BBC talks about the ongoing conflicts that have occurred between the 2 countries because of this. In fact, according to the BBC, in 2002, Spanish forces fought with Moroccan forces on Parsley Island, a small 37-acre island. And not only that, this border has also been the epicenter of a lot of controversy, particularly due to its migration laws. The 2 borders receive tens of thousands of Arab and African migrants every day. And in fact, according to Lauren Freyer with New York Times and a BBC journalist, she wrote an article describing how in 2002, 23 were killed after 2,000 migrants attempted to cross the border. So it has been a very controversial topic. Its unique location, Bridged, has offered a lot of challenges, unfortunate challenges, but its position has also been crucial in its tradition and its culture. Moving on to our third point, we are going to be talking about La Tomatina and how it is the world's largest food festival. Held in the city of Buñol every last Wednesday of August. It usually starts off, according to Getty's Images TV, with a slippery pole contest, and following that, truckloads of tomatoes are thrown onto a street for a large food fight. What started in 1942 was initially attempted to be shut down by local authorities, but eventually the tradition lived on, and today it still holds. The Getty's Images TV shows a lot of interviewees that would claim that this was the best thing that they have ever done. Let me end this off by saying that despite the small size of Spain, it has still undeniably been at the crossroads of every major history point. Whether it's marked by decades of war, whether it's marked by its unique geographic location, or whether it's marked by its culture, we will end off today with a quote that says, that's an anonymous quote: "Spain, the country that has always been at the crossroad of history."